When was the last time that someone just laughed at you? I mean, just flat out laughed at you because they thought whatever it is that you were about to do was just stupid. Well, the reality is, most of us, we actually kind of avoid those types of situations. We try to avoid that at all costs often, right? And a few weeks ago, a good friend of mine, Steve Sims, passed, unfortunately. And I started reading one of his books after he passed, and it's called Go for Stupid. And he tells a story in his book, and I want to relay the story to you. I don't know exactly when it happened, but he said he and his wife were walking down the street, and there was a very large woman walking a little bit in front of him, and his wife and some others on this street, and she was carrying a lot of bags. And he said she was carrying bags, and she was carrying them wide, holding her arms out and walking very, very slowly. And so she was dictating the pace that everyone was walking at. And then unfortunately, this lady tripped and fell. Now, in pure Steve and Claire fashion, they rushed to help her. Claire went to help the woman. Steve went and gathered up all of her belongings that were in the bags that had gotten scattered and tried to bring those to her. And he noticed that the woman was looking around all the time. And Steve's like, ma'am, are you missing something? Because I've tried to gather all of your stuff. Is this all of your stuff? And the woman looks at him and she says, I just want to make sure that no one filmed that. And Steve relays that in that moment when this woman has fallen and potentially broken bones, potentially done major damage to herself, her first thought, her main concern is, did anybody film it, because she didn't want it being posted online and having people laugh at her. Now, sure, nobody wants to be laughed at in that type of situation, but let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you had an inkling that you should be doing something, something in your business, that you should go for something, but you were worried that people would laugh at you? What did you do? Did you do it or did you quit? You see, for so many of us, we quit. We quit in those moments because we don't want to be laughed at. We don't want to be ridiculed. We don't want anyone thinking, who the heck do you think you are? How dare you? But here's the truth: you are an expert at what you do. You've been doing what you do for years. You've been doing it for a long time. And so if you have an inkling of something that you need to do, you need to go do it. Listen, I've been there. I am there. We're all there. Okay. So I'm not pointing a finger. I'm pointing it right back at me too. We are there. For a long time, I did not want to write a book. I used tons of excuses. The biggest excuse that I used to use, y'all, was this. I used to say that um, I couldn't write a book because I felt like people, and I knew lots of authors, people who wrote books were narcissists, right? Now, none of the authors I knew were narcissists, but I felt like, how dare someone like me put my words into print and make you read it? How egotistical of me to make you read my words. Even though I read tons of books from tons of authors, and I don't feel that about any of them, but I felt that about me. And it was an excuse. It was an excuse. And it was an excuse because I didn't want to actually commit my thoughts, my feelings to a page where others, you, would judge it. Where you may say, that dude's an idiot. Oh man, this stuff doesn't make any sense. And so I avoided sharing forever until this February, where it just became painfully obvious that it was the thing that I had to do next. And I sat down and I wrote the book. It's called The Delegation Trap. And the response has been overwhelming. Now, I'm not telling you this about my book in particular. What I'm saying here is, I wrote a book, the thing that I've been avoiding forever, because I didn't want people to laugh at me and think I was stupid. The results are overwhelming. So imagine what something like that can do in your life. What's the thing that you're not willing to go for because you're afraid of how someone's going to judge you? You're afraid that it's not going to be good enough. You're afraid. You're afraid to look stupid. Well, Steve Sims, in his book, and if you haven't read the book, go get the book, Go for Stupid. He challenges us to go for stupid. And I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing. What is a go for stupid thing that you need to do? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear from you. What is that go for stupid thing that you need to do? It's time for you to go for stupid. It's time for you to stand up and say, hey, I'm just going to go out and do this because somebody needs what you're going to bring. Is everybody going to love it? No, but you're not here for everybody. You're here for those who need you. So it's time to serve. Go do it.